Yo, what is going on guys? Welcome back to another GTA 5 video. So as I'm sure you guys are all aware, a few weeks ago Rockstar Games released the Bottom Dollar Bounties DLC, which of course included a new bounty hunting business along with some new police themed content. Now of course these did include new police dispatch missions along with a bunch of different police vehicles. However, if you guys aren't aware, all of this content was originally created and meant to be released years ago with a Cops and Crooks DLC. Now with the Bottom Dollar Bounties DLC, it wasn't only the police content that was reused for the new DLC, little things like the Lost MC hideouts was also found and meant to be used in the Cops and Crooks DLC, but instead of us going there as a bounty hunter, it was meant to be a hideout for players that wanted to play as a crook. And there was also a bunch of other stuff that was rehashed in the most recent DLC that, like I said, was originally found with the Cops and Crooks files. Now, seeing as Rockstar Games have released police content into the game with both of the most recent DLCs, of course being the Chop Shop DLC and the Bottom Dollar Bounties DLC, we could see Rockstar Games continually drip feed a bunch of police content with every DLC leading up to GTA 6, as if you guys aren't aware, there is also a bunch of other vehicles that were found in the game files that Rockstar Games have yet to use in the game. So that's exactly what we're going to be taking a closer look at in today's video. All of these unreleased police vehicles that we could see Rockstar Games added into the game in the future, and leave a comment down below. Let me know, out of all of these vehicles, which one are you guys most disappointed that we never received with the most recent DLC. However, as always, if you guys do go on to enjoy the video and you do appreciate me keeping you up to date with all of the latest GTA 5 news, all I ask is you do return the favor by dropping a like down below, and if you guys are new around here, hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on, as I do post daily GTA 5 videos. With that being said, let's get into the video. Okay, so like I briefly mentioned in my intro, Rockstar Games did have a ton of police vehicles ready to be released back in 2020, and now the politics around police brutality has calmed down. They have started to release a few of these vehicles, which is a clear sign that we should start to see Rockstar Games release all of this content that they had ready to be released 4 years ago. As I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware, Rockstar Games do like to mimic real life events or stereotypes just to make fun of how ridiculous certain things are in the world today. So it is more than likely they would have had some edgy jokes there around policing before the news was reporting about police brutality every single day. So from Rockstar's point of view, it really was bad timing for them to release a police themed or law enforcement DLC around the time of 2020. Now, like I said, the politics around policing definitely has calmed down a lot since then, and that's the reason you start to see Rockstar Games roll out a bunch of police vehicles with the most recent DLC, because they do have, like I said, a bunch of content that they are not going to let go to waste. So the first vehicle that was included with the Cops and Crooks DLC, which was funny enough, like I said, later released with the Drug Wars DLC, not the Chop Shop DLC, and that was actually the Surfer. And to be more specific, the BF Surfer Custom, which as you guys can see on screen, would be usually setting you guys back between 442k to 590k. Now, of course, this doesn't look like your quintessential typical police car, so I'm not too sure whether Rockstar Games put this in here to like pay homage, as there was a ton of old school European police vehicles that actually use the exact same model. If you guys aren't aware, this BF Surfer is modeled off a very famous Volkswagen van, and as you guys can see on screen, there is an old school police van. So how funny would it have been to be driving around in an old school 1940s looking police vehicle with an old school siren on it? And I don't think anyone else at all has realized that this surfer was intended to also be a police car, as like I said, it was a police vehicle originally, which was later released in the Drug Wars DLC. Now, the second police vehicle we know about is a vehicle which is known as Zoku. Now, we have no idea of what this vehicle is. I do have a better idea of what the other vehicles are. However, the name would insinuate this would have been some sort of Japanese vehicle. As I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware, and you might not agree, but most of you guys should agree, there is pretty much 5 big car manufacturers in real life. You've got America, Great Britain, Italy, Germany and Japan. Now, these 5 countries are represented heavily with their manufacturers in GTA 5, and the nation of the manufacturer is often insinuated by the name Rockstar Games given them. So all of the Italian brands will sound very Italian, likewise for the German or the Japanese. And I think we can all agree, out of all 5 languages, Zoku does sound most Japanese. So leave a comment down below and let me know what style of Japanese police vehicle do you think Rockstar Games had planned. Now, the third vehicle that was found in the Cut Cops and Crooks content was known as Police Batty. So clear to tell by that name, this would have been a police variant of the motorcycle currently found in the game, known as the Batty 801. And for the longest time, this was actually one of the fastest motorbikes in the game. However, the good thing about this motorbike is it would only set you guys back $15,000, and like I said, it was extremely fast, so it really would have been cool to see what Rockstar Games have pulled out for a police variant for a sports bike. Of course, we can spawn different rare police bikes in the game currently. If you guys aren't aware, I have already made a video showing you guys how to spawn in one of these rare bikes, which I will leave a link to down below in the comment section. So the Batty 801 was the third vehicle we expected to see. Now, the fourth vehicle, a lot of you guys would have been familiar with, as the community have been calling out for it for a very long time, and that is a Police Buffalo STX. Of course, as you guys can see on image, and a lot of you guys have seen it already a ton, this is basically a police variant of the Buffalo STX, which does have a San Andreas Highway Patrol livery. Of course, I will be speaking more about the liveries later on in the video. It would make sense for them to finally go ahead and release the Police Buffalo, as it is already in the game. Now, taking a look at the coding, the next vehicle down the list was actually the Police Gauntlet. It was one of the final items from the drip feed content from the December DLC to finally get released. However, as far as the new unreleased vehicles that we haven't spoken about yet, of course, the next one down is known as the Police Granger, as you guys can see on screen, and it probably looks very familiar to a lot of you guys. That's because it is known as the Sheriff's SUV. Now, it is a pretty large vehicle, as you can sit up to 8 players inside of this thing, and is probably the best performing SUV in the game. Now, the next vehicle down reads Police B2. If you guys aren't aware, the B would have stood for bike, and 2 obviously meaning this would have been the second police bike we would have been able to buy with this. So personally, I think it would have made a lot of sense for them to go ahead and release an Akuchu style police motorbike, which, as you guys can see on screen, is the most common like highway patrol motorbike you will see police forces using all over the world. However, we do have more game files showing there was some more police vehicles, including some coding known as Police T2. Now, T2, just like the previous vehicle, B2 is an abbreviation for something, and the T actually stands for transporter. So as you guys can see on screen by this image, and if you guys do play GTA 5 or GTA Online regularly, you would have seen this vehicle chasing you down a few times. It is already in the game, The most common way you guys probably would have came across this is if you do own an MC business and it gets raided by the police. When you guys have to go ahead and retrieve your product, there usually will be a police transporter, either transporting your workers that you can go ahead and bring back to your business to keep it running. So of course it would have made sense for Rockstar Games to release this with a police themed DLC. And of course, now that we've finally got police cars available to buy after 10 years in GTA 5 Online, it is more than likely we will start to see Rockstar Games release more police content into the game. Now, it is a 4-door van, and surprisingly, it only carries 4 players, so it's not actually the most convenient police transport out there, especially knowing that we had game files showing police vehicles that could hold up to 8 players. It would have been interesting to see how much Rockstar Games would have priced this vehicle at. However, the next leaked vehicle that was included with the Cops and Crooks DLC really does hurt me to say, as this would have been one of the most unique looking vehicles in the game. And as you guys can see on screen by the coding, it was going to be a police Panto. Now, if you guys aren't aware, the Panto of course is the 2-door smart car in GTA 5 Online, and funny enough, when Rockstar Games actually first released this vehicle a few years ago, I actually posted a pretty mad glitch on my channel showing you guys how you could fully mod out this vehicle, and some glitches in that video do still work, so if I do remember, I'll leave a link to that video down low in the comment section. However, as you guys can see by the images on screen, it would have looked exactly like this, so basically a police Panto. And if you guys are scratching your head thinking, why the hell would Rockstar Games release a police Panto car into the game? Well, that's because you guys probably don't live in cities. Like myself, who's from London, or a lot of you guys that are from New York, you will know that the police actually use these cars in real life. So as you guys can see on screen, the NYPD is known for having a 2-door smart car which they do cruise the city in to go ahead and squeeze through traffic and pursue cars a little more easier. And the Metropolitan Police, like I said, in London have also got a version of this car. So I think, just like a lot of people, Rockstar Games, which do have a big office in New York and they are also a British company, would have found this kind of funny that the police are driving around in 2-seater smart cars. Leave a comment down below and let me know if Rockstar Games do end up releasing this police Panto as it is in the game files. Would you guys end up going ahead and buying it? However, another vehicle that was found in the game files included with the Cops and Crooks DLC was a police variant of the Cara. Now, if you guys aren't aware, the Cara, as you guys can see on screen, would usually be setting you guys back $1.7 million, and it was originally released with the Southern San Andreas Super Sports Series and does have a capacity of up to 5 players. Now, as you guys can see by the gameplay on screen, it is a pretty beastly truck, and here on screen is what it would have looked like with a police variant once Rockstar Games were to go ahead and release it. And this, just like a lot of the police vehicles we have spoken about, is once again inspired by a real life police vehicle, and it's actually the most popular police car in America, as you guys can see on screen. And if you guys are American or you do live in California, which of course GTA 5 is based in, you would have seen this vehicle cruising around, known as the Ford Interceptor SUV. There was actually another police truck, this time an off-road vehicle, that was created with the Cops and Crooks DLC. So as you guys can see by the game files, it did read enable _vehicle police Riata. And if you guys are thinking to yourself, Riata, that sounds familiar, isn't that already in GTA 5 Online? Yes, it was actually released with the Doomsday Heist, as you guys can see on screen, a pretty nice looking off-road civilian truck. However, Rockstar Games later removed this vehicle from the Southern San Andreas website. It was available for only $380,000. However, for you guys that do know your cars, you won't need me to tell you already that this car, the Riata, is heavily based off the Ford Bronco concept, which is made by Bronco6g.com. Now for my American viewers, you guys will already know that this is an active police car that you will see getting used all over America, and here on screen is an image of the 2021 Ford Bronco Police Interceptor, which was announced back in 2020, and I think we can all agree it is a pretty sick looking off-road vehicle. I can definitely see why Rockstar Games were going to include this with a Cops and Crooks DLC, and it's not only an Interceptor car, you also see different states using it for different reasons, so they are all of the vehicles that Rockstar Games have already created police versions of that we haven't seen in the game yet. And like I said at the start of the video, leave a comment down below and let me know, out of all of these unreleased police vehicles, which one would you guys like to see Rockstar Games release next? And if you guys do want a bit more information on all of the content that was included with the Bottom Dollars DLC, or even some more content that was included in the Cops and Crooks DLC, I'll leave a link to a playlist down low in the comment section where you guys can get a better idea of more future content we could see in the game very soon. And if you guys do want to keep up to date with all of the latest GTA 5 and GTA 6 leaks, do be sure to go ahead and join my Discord server, which will be linked as a pinned comment underneath this video. However, that is going to do it for me, guys. As always, if you do appreciate me keeping you up to date with all of the latest GTA 5 news, all I ask is you do return the favor by dropping a like down below, and if you guys are new around here, hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on, as I do post daily GTA 5 videos. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace!